Hello and welcome to the Life of Elvie. If you are new here, welcome, and I'm Elvie. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Welcome back. So today is May 8th, 2020. So normally on either the first or second Friday of every month since 1920, there has been a report that comes out. This report is called the jobs report, or as we know, the unemployment numbers. Today, the job report for April of 2020, we're always a month behind because we're tracking the performance of the last month. The unemployment number is 14.7%. So for every 100 people, nearly 15 of them do not have jobs. That's almost 1/6 of the entire country. What happened? These numbers have not been seen since 1940. And what happened in the late 20s, early 30s that took almost 10 years to recover from? Bonus points if you know it. The Great Depression. Now, in the Great Depression, there was a run on the banks. All the markets crashed. Money was lost in literally a single day. What happened this time? Coronavirus, we know. And over the last 6 or 7 weeks, all 20.5 million jobs that were created in the last 10 years vanished. The last economic impact that we had on this type of scale was the Great Recession. And in the early to mid 2000s, that unemployment rate peaked at just under 10%. So right now, we're way past that. And the biggest thing that, is on people's minds is what's going to happen? How are people going to pay for their rents, their mortgages? If you have kids, how are you going to buy clothes? How are you going to buy food? There's a lot of talk right now about having another stimulus package passed in which money comes flowing to the people. Now, you remember that there were multiple stimulus packages that were passed. So far, we've had one that has directly come to the taxpayers. That was the CARES Act, in which there was a one-time payment of between $1,200 and $2,400 for singles and couples, and then an additional $500 per child that was under the age of 17. A lot of people were left out of this, including children that were dependents and over the age of 16, as well as elderly dependents or people that otherwise just fell through the cracks. One of the biggest things right now is going to be, how do we get this rate under control? And anytime the unemployment rate spikes over 6%, the federal government is stepping in and doing some kind of quantitative easing, or you might have heard QE a lot. That's where the stimulus payments come in, and that's where the CARES Act has come in. So normally, the jobs report and the stock markets kind of flow hand in hand. Usually when you see good in one, that'll correlate to the other. Today wasn't that case though. The jobs report showed nearly 15% unemployment. Yet the markets seem to ignore that. And a lot of speculation is saying that, well, due to life, basically, this won't be a series of bad jobs reports. This should be the last bad one for a while. You know, things will get back to normal. Businesses will start opening. People will be outside again, social distancing, but people will be outside. The economy will start churning again. Jobs will return. We don't know how fast, but jobs will return. And we will see the unemployment rate start to drop again. Because a lot of the jobs that are lost right now are simply because most places are closed. You can't go to the movies. You can't go to most eat-in places right now in most states. And on top of that, you know, you can't go to barbershops. You can't go to hair salons, nail salons. There are a lot of jobs that have literally disappeared. They haven't been destroyed in the traditional sense of automation, but they just can't happen right now. And my thought on this is, you know, taking it slowly month by month. Nobody really knows what is going to happen. And on top of that, with the changing of weather, we're getting later into the year, it's going to get warmer, and a lot of individuals are associating coronavirus to the seasonal flu. When it gets hotter, it'll die off, and then we'll be okay at least until it gets cold again. We don't really know this for 100% sure, so we can't be 100% sure that the beaches are going to be packed and 4th of July is going to be this huge thing that it always is. But right now, it might be time to buckle down, look at your savings. If you have investments, don't panic sell them, but look at them. Look at what you're invested in. Is this something that you know nothing about? In which case you can research it. You have all the time, and Google will be your best friend, and Investopedia. But it's time to take a step back and think, you know, am I covered for the time that I don't know what's going to happen? Am I eligible for unemployment? There are a ton of resources online that'll tell you, you know, you're eligible for, self-employed people are eligible for unemployment right now. This is a pandemic. There are a lot of asterisks, and you have to read the fine print to see if it qualifies you. And I'm a big person of, you know, do your research. Don't just flat out dismiss it, or, you know, you have to assess the situation. But I think that's enough of my rambling. And I'm really trying to be optimistic that, you know, this pandemic will hopefully be on its way out. I don't know when. I wish I did. But until then, Google will be your best friend. And just, you know, if something is up, reach out to those around you. There are so many resources. And you just have to look. Call your local agencies. A lot of them are still working from home. And yes, it might be a long line. It might be, you know, an hour wait, an hour and a half, 2 hours wait. But sometimes you just have to have patience. But that's it for this video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Remember, please, you know, leave anything in the comments if you have any questions or concerns. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Click the little red button to subscribe and be notified of when I post videos. And until then, I will see you next time. Bye.